सर मैं जयप्रकाश हूँ दैनिक जागरण से। 2 दिन पहले सर भारत में जो तिब्बत के निर्वासित सरकार है उसके प्रमुख ने कहा था कि चीन के साथ उनकी बैकडोर बातचीत हो रही है। तो मेरे 2 सवाल हैं। पहला, क्या भारत इसको कैसे देखता है कि तिब्बत की निर्वासित सरकार चीन से बातचीत कर रही है, और दूसरा, उनके
this session. The floor is yours. प्रणय से शुरू करेंगे।
सर प्रणय जी न्यूज़ से। मेरा सवाल बांग्लादेश की सिचुएशन को लेकर है। बांग्लादेश में काफ़ी टेंस सिचुएशन है, कई छात्रों की मौत हुई है। भारतीय छात्र जो वहाँ पर हैं और जो भारतीय नागरिक वहाँ हैं उनको लेकर क्या जानकारी हमारे पास? तो बांग्लादेश में इंटरनेट बंद है, तो हमारे मिशन का क्या इनपुट है इस पूरे मामले को लेकर?
Yeshi?
Yeshi Seli from the News9 Express. In addition to what Pranay asked, are there any students, Indian students, who are amongst those who have died?
Gautam?
Yeah, sir, it seems that now the radical forces has taken over the movement, and they are threatening even to oust Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina by unconstitutional means. What is the India's assessment of the ground situation, and what are the options for India to do?
Ayushi?
This is Ayushi Agrawal from MEA. So 2 questions, one on Bangladesh. Do we also have the numbers of how many Indian students reside in Bangladesh? Second, can we have some details of the telephonic talks between our EM and Ukrainian foreign minister? Also, I would like to have your comment on the statement made by the Ukrainian president on X when our prime minister was in Russia, calling it a devastating blow to the peace efforts. Have we taken this up with the Ukrainian authorities here in New Delhi or with the foreign minister during the talks?
Confusion हो जाएगा. Okay. Any more question on Bangladesh? We can all. There will be a lot of questions on Bangladesh. Any more questions on Bangladesh? Siddhant? Kalol?
This is Kalol from The Hindu. My question is, in view of the developments where reportedly around 50 people have died in police shooting, what is the Indian advice to the government of Bangladesh? Should they go for dialogue at this moment, or do you think the dialogue was delayed, which might have led to this escalation?
So first, let me address the question on Bangladesh. As you are aware, there is an unrest. There are protests which are happening there. We have around 8,500 students and somewhere around 15,000 Indian nationals resident in the country. We have issued a travel advisory for people to be in touch with the High Commission and for us to render any assistance that they may need. External Affairs Minister is himself monitoring the situation. The High Commission will be giving regular updates on the situation there. We will also be giving regular updates, and we urge all family members of Indian nationals who reside in Bangladesh to be in touch, follow us for regular updates. We remain committed to provide all possible assistance to our nationals. There was a related question about from Gautam ji. On that, I would like to convey that we see this as an internal matter of Bangladesh. Kalol, that was also my answer to you. Yeshi, regarding your question, all our Indian nationals are safe there, and we have a large student community, as I told you, 8,500 students or thereabout. Many of them pursue medical education also in that country. So they are all safe and sound, and we are in touch. They are in touch with our High Commission, with our Assistant High Commission as well. And we are regularly keeping in touch with them to render all assistance, any assistance that they may need. प्रणय, आपके सवाल पर वहाँ पर हमको ज्ञात है कि वहाँ पर जो प्रोटेस्ट चल रही हैं उसके लिए सरकार ने कुछ कदम उठाए हैं, लेकिन वहाँ पर जो सुविधाएं हैं बातचीत का, टेलीकम्युनिकेशन का, वो सब ठीक चल रहा है और इस माध्यम से हम अपने लोगों से जुड़े हुए हैं. Ayushi, regarding your question about EM's conversation with Foreign Minister of Ukraine, this afternoon External Affairs Minister spoke to the Foreign Minister of Ukraine and discussed bilateral issues of mutual interest. As far as the question about Ayushi, you had a related question on Ukraine. See, we have several engagements with Ukraine. We have bilateral mechanisms, we have institutional mechanisms. We keep on talking to each other of various matters, and that is where it is. Ayushi, regarding your question, Prime Minister had gone to Russia to attend the annual summit, 22nd annual summit between India and Russia. During the occasion, he made it very clear that the solution to any war does not lie in the battlefield. He also made it clear what he thinks about violence and children, innocent people being impacted in violence, people in general being impacted in violence. So all these issues were made very clear in his press statements. When he spoke to the media, spoke to public at large. Can we go forward to more questions? Siddhant?
Hi, sir. Siddhant from Vion. So there are reports that the BRICS countries plan to trade using cryptocurrencies. If you can comment on that. And my second question is on the remarks made by the US Ambassador Garcetti last week. He made remarks like there is no place for strategic autonomy and no war is far. And these were directed looking like at India in a week where Prime Minister was in Moscow. So if you can comment on his remarks.
Okay. Huma?
Sir, I'm Huma Siddiqui from the Financial Express. Related to BRICS, Iran has recently announced that it is ready to sell oil and gas to the BRIC members. So is India looking at that possibility of restarting import of oil from Iran?
Okay. Elena?
Good afternoon, Elena, TASS News Agency. My first question is also relates to BRICS. I would like to ask about the idea of creation parliamentary institutional organization like a parliament in frame of BRICS. So what is India's position on such an idea, and what is the possibility, and what do you think what role it may play in frame of this organization? And the second question is on one of the outcomes of Modi's visit to Moscow. The two leaders, as we know, adopted a joint statement, and one of it was particularly on economic cooperation. And as we know, Minister for Foreign Affairs Jaiswal is the head of, from Indian side, of this Intergovernmental Commission on Trade, Cultural Scientific Cooperation. So, do you already discuss the dates for the next meeting of this commission? When and where it may take place? Thank you.
Manas?
This is Manas from PTI. Similar question to what Siddhant asked. So this was not only Eric Garcetti making critical comments on India-Russia relations, particularly after Prime Minister Modi's visit to Moscow, but several other high-ranking US officials have actually made comments criticizing India's close relations with Russia and Prime Minister Modi's visit. How does India see these comments and what's your reaction?
Hi, please. Sir. Chandrakala from ETV Bharat. I just wanted to confirm if there has been decision taken to finalize rules for reducing visa delays for Chinese technicians, business delays. If you could confirm on this. Thanks.
Okay, let me answer these questions, then I'll come back to more. Siddhant, your question regarding cryptocurrencies. There is no such proposal as of now in BRICS to settle trade in cryptocurrency. So that is a short answer to your question. The other question was regarding comments on strategic autonomy. India, like many other countries, values its strategic autonomy. The US ambassador is entitled, obviously, to his opinion. We also have our own and different views. Our comprehensive strategic global strategic partnership with the United States gives us the space to agree to disagree on certain issues while respecting each other's viewpoints. So that is my answer to you. Huma, regarding BRICS, issues regarding BRICS are discussed in that forum. So the issues that you mentioned, perhaps it's a proposal which will be taken up as and when BRICS grouping meets, and then things will be taken forward. Elena, your question regarding parliamentary institution. In the month, this month, we had BRICS Parliamentary Forum meeting in Russia, where this particular idea was put forth. It's an idea which needs to be explored, and it will be explored by groups, the BRICS membership. As of now, our focus should be to strengthen collaboration and cooperation within the existing mechanism of BRICS Parliamentary Forum that we have. On IR, India-Russia intergovernmental cooperation, we just had the annual summit. So as part of the annual summit, a decision was taken, which is part of the joint statement as well, that the next round of India-Russia Intergovernmental Commission will be held. Both sides will be working out mutually convenient dates, and we'll take this bilateral collaboration platform forward with a robust agenda. Manas, your questions regarding India-US relationship. Between India and the United States, it's a comprehensive strategic global partnership. We have a lot of issues to discuss, and both sides engage with each other on several aspects of the relationship, and we discuss all issues that are of interest to both parties. As far as you talking about something that forms part of bilateral conversation, diplomatic conversations, those are things that as a matter of practice we don't speak about it, don't make it public. Chandrakala, your question regarding visa. See, all visa matters are decided by a policy that are well laid out. So whether it is X or Y country, based on the merit of the application, based on the merit of the case, visas will be issued to people, and visa matters will be discussed in the rubric of the policy that we have, established policy that we have for all countries, including China. Can we, Jayaprakash? And then
सर, मैं जयप्रकाश हूँ दैनिक जागरण से। 2 दिन पहले सर, भारत में जो तिब्बत के निर्वासित सरकार है, उसके प्रमुख ने कहा था कि चीन के साथ उनकी बैकडोर बातचीत हो रही है। तो मेरे 2 सवाल हैं। पहला, क्या भारत इसको कैसे देखता है कि तिब्बत की निर्वासित सरकार चीन से बातचीत कर रही है, और दूसरा, उनके इस बयान पर चीन का जो दूतावास है उसने बहुत ही तीखी प्रतिक्रिया जारी की है। तो दोनों के बीच जो तनाव है या वाद विवाद है, उस पर भारत की क्या प्रतिक्रिया है?
Okay, Suhasini.
Thank you, Suhasini Haidar from The Hindu. I'd just like to ask, it's been more than a week since Prime Minister Modi and President Putin met, and according to the Foreign Secretary, Mr. Putin had agreed to a discharge of Indians serving in the Russian army. Has there been any follow-up on that? Have those orders been issued yet? Because the soldiers we've been speaking to have not really heard about their own discharge.
I'd like to know how many you think are still over there and whether they are likely to get those discharged anytime soon.
Okay. Rishabh?
Good evening, sir. Rishabh from Times Now. I have two questions. One, as Hasni asked, if we can have a number, because the numbers that have come in, initially it was talked about around 30, then the Russian embassy talked about 100 Indians who are there. So if we can have a number, and then obviously how Swasni asked that, what's the status on that? So the second thing, near Oman, one ship, the oil tanker capsized. 9 crew members have been released, but what about the remaining 6? Do we have any idea about the rescue operations?
Enjoy.
So, at this point, as of 2-3 days ago, there are over 31,200 people from Myanmar in 2 states of India. Mizoram, there are 25,000 more, and in strife-torn Manipur, 6,000. The numbers seem to be increasing every day. This has the potential of a humanitarian crisis and possibly a security crisis. So what is the government's plan? Because there's no chance, at least as of now, of the strife in Myanmar ending.
Hi sir, I'm Saddam from CNN News 18. Sir, some reports are suggesting that Turkey has imposed export ban on India in terms of military export. Do you have any comments to make on that? Thank you.
Can we come back for more questions? So first, जयप्रकाश जी, आपके सवाल का जवाब देखिए, चीन कहाँ जहाँ तक सवाल है, चीन, भारत और चीन के रिश्तों का सवाल है, उस पर जो हमारा स्टैंड है, जो पोजीशन है, उससे आप भली भांति वाकिफ़ हैं. मैंने इस मंच से कई दफ़ा हमारे रिश्तों पे हमने बात की है, तो मैं चाहूँगा कि आप जो हम लोगों ने पहले कहा है उस पर आप ध्यान दें. वो हमारे वेबसाइट पे भी अवेलेबल है. तो यही मेरा जवाब रहेगा आपके सवाल का. सुहासनी, रिगार्डिंग Indian nationals in Russian army, as per our understanding, and this is based on the family members and Indian nationals themselves who've got in touch with us. We have about 50 Indian nationals who've gotten in touch with us who want to be discharged. Their family members also met us. This particular issue has been raised by us at all levels, including at the leadership level. This issue was also taken up by our Prime Minister when he met President Putin during the annual summit. The Russian side has responded positively. We are both working for early discharge of our Indian nationals, and hopefully we'll get our Indian nationals, they'll come back home soon. Rishabh, on your question, how many 50 around people have got in touch with us who want to be discharged. So that is the number that we are looking at. In addition, we told you before that 10 Indian nationals have returned from Russia. On the question of the ship which capsized off the coast of Oman, search and rescue operation continues. This particular ship capsized on 15th, that is Monday. Since then, Indian Navy has been doing search and rescue operation. The Omani authorities have also been undertaking search and rescue operation. We have been able to locate and rescue 9 people, which includes 8 Indian nationals and 1 Sri Lankan. These 9 are part of the crew members. In all, there were 16 people on board, so 16 crew members. 1 person has died. The remaining 6 are still missing, and efforts are on to locate them as well. Srinjoy, on the question of Myanmar, there is an ongoing crisis in the country. We are aware of it. This is a matter which is under when the Myanmar's foreign minister came, we had a discussion on it. A readout of that was made available as well. We're also rendering humanitarian assistance to Myanmar as a matter of a policy. We rendered assistance to Myanmar when we had when Cyclone Mocha impacted that country. We're also dealing with some of the issues that you raised on the basis of humanitarian approach, and we remain committed to, we want peaceful solution of the ongoing crisis based on a constructive dialogue among all the stakeholders, and we support restoration of democracy in the country. Siddhant, your question regarding Turkey, we've seen some reports. As far as my knowledge is concerned and information is concerned, that information is not good. So I will refer you to please take that question to the Turkish embassy, who can for sure give you an answer, because it's a post which generated in Turkey. To my understanding, to the best of my knowledge, it is disinformation at best. Please.
Hi, my name is P.M. Narayanan from German television, and I want to know about the India-Israel mobility agreement.
Sorry?
India-Israel mobility agreement, and the question is, how many are already gone? How many workers have gone to Israel? And what is the demand from Israeli side? And how do you see the security situation in Israel right now for Indian workers?
Please.
सर मैं नीरज दुबे प्रभा साक्षी से। सर अमेरिका ने यूक्रेन में स्थायी शांति सुनिश्चित करने के लिए भारत से फिर से समर्थन मांगा है, इस पर अभी
संतोष।
सर नमस्कार, मैं संतोष ठाकुर हूँ भारत से। मैं सर दो सवाल पूछना चाहता हूँ। एक, चीन ने सर नेपाल में ऑयल एंड गैस की खोज के लिए अपने पैसे खर्च करने का निर्णय किया। उसने बोला कि हम अपनी तरफ से पैसा खर्च करके यहाँ पे तेल और गैस की खोज करेंगे, जिससे नेपाल की निर्भरता भारत पे कम हो। एक तो इस पे आपकी टिप्पणी चाहिए सर। और दूसरा, नए विदेश सचिव ने पहली यात्रा भूटान की है, तो सर इसके क्या मायने हैं? जबकि पड़ोस के सभी देशों में उथल पुथल है, तो भूटान को ही चुनने की क्या वजह है? धन्यवाद।
This is Nangsha Mitra, I'm an independent journalist. So, in the same forum, US Ambassador Eric Garcetti mentioned, our hearts are aligned, we need to align our fate. We want India to fix our ships and aircrafts. During the incumbency of Ambassador Eric Garcetti, have we received special appeal from US businesses for defense production or Atmanirbhar Bharat? Especially when the arms market has something got a figure like 2 trillion.
So we have already seen the reaction of the Prime Minister on the assassination attempt on the presidential candidate Donald Trump. What does India makes of it? Do you see it as a backsliding of democracy in US, political violence in US?
More questions? ऋषि आपने सवाल पूछ लिया? Okay.
This is Yeshi again from the News9 Express. This is on Myanmar. There have been reports of many Indian youth being misled and ending up in cyber fraud centers in Myanmar. Some have managed to come back after paying heavy sums of money, and the families of those who are still there are desperate to get those boys back. So is MEA or in the Indian government doing anything to get them back?
So first question to our friend here. With Israel, we have a mobility agreement. As part of that mobility agreement, we have people who have gone to Israel. We already have a large population of Indian workers, caregivers who are working in Israel. Since in the last several months, a number of people have gone. I don't have an exact figure as to how many people have gone, but we have We have several people, workers who've gone to Israel. They are in touch, our embassy is in touch with the community and to look after the welfare. So that is what the situation is, but on the exact number, I will come back to you. नीरज, आपका सवाल यूक्रेन को लेके है. यूक्रेन के मामले में और रशिया के मामले में जो हमारा पोजीशन है उससे आप भली भांति वाकिफ़ हैं. हम ये चाहते हैं कि जो शांति का रास्ता निकले वो रास्ता मेज़ पे निकलेगा, डायलॉग और डिप्लोमेसी के ज़रिए से निकलेगा. और इस बात को हमारे प्रधानमंत्री ने अपने रूस के दौरे में भी भली भांति फिर से दोहराया कि हम डायलॉग और डिप्लोमेसी का रास्ता जो है उसको चुनें और आगे बढ़ें. संतोष, आपका सवाल तेल संपदा को था. तीसरे देश तेल संपदा की खोज में कुछ करे वो तो उनका अपना खुद का नीति है. जहाँ तक हमारा सवाल है, नेपाल से हमारे रिश्ते बहुत मजबूत हैं और हम चाहते हैं कि ये रिश्ता आने वाले दिनों में और मजबूत हो. इसमें और पुरजोर कोशिश कर रहे हैं हम कि हर क्षेत्र में हमारे रिश्ते फले फूलें. दूसरा एक सवाल आपका, हाँ, विदेश सचिव आज और कल भूटान के दौरे पे हैं. ये उनका पहला दौरा है विदेश सचिव का कार्यभार संभालने के बाद. भूटान के साथ, जैसा कि आपको ज्ञात है, ये एक रिश्ता बहुत अहम है, बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है और विदेश सचिव का जाना वहाँ इस बात को दर्शाता है, अंडरलाइन करता है, हाईलाइट करता है कि हमारा जो पॉलिसी है नेबरहुड फर्स्ट, उसमें हम विश्वास करते हैं और उसमें कार्यरत भी है. Siddhant, you asked a question about okay. So, obviously all of us are aware what happened. We've seen reports on the attack on former president. Subsequent to the attack, within hours, our Prime Minister, he expressed his deep concerns on the attack and strongly condemned the incident. He had also pointed out that violence has no place in politics and democracies. He wished former President speedy recovery and expressed solidarity with the family of the deceased, those injured, and the American people. The US, we see them as a fellow democracy and we wish them well. Issue on question on Myanmar, people caught in doing cyber fraud. So this has happened over the last several months, a year or so. A lot of people have actually come back. The embassy has taken up their matter and several of them have come back from Myanmar. If you want to get an update on number of people who've come back, if you follow our embassy's website, you will get to know exactly how many people approached the embassy to be discharged, to be helped to be relieved from the duties and return. So they have returned. We are also following up on several cases that have come to light and people who approached us that they also want to return, and we have taken up this matter very strongly with the government. In fact, when the Foreign Minister of Myanmar was here, in his discussion with Foreign Minister, in his discussion, External Affairs Minister, in his discussion with Foreign Minister, raised this issue, and we are following up so that all those Indian who are caught there, they can come back home as early as possible. Ayan, your question, India-US partnership is an expansive world. We have so much going on in this relationship, from defense to trade to technology to innovation to startup. We also, Quad partnership. So all these are matters which are continuously under discussion, not just between the embassy and Foreign Ministry here, the External Affairs Ministry, but several organs of Government of India and several organs of the Government of the United States. It is a very intense and deep relationship, and all these issues are discussed in this partnership, and we want to further strengthen them, deepen them, and take this relationship forward. If there are no more questions, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Look forward to meeting you next week. Thank you.